Why can't I control this? I'm not even hungry. I feel so ashamed. These thoughts and emotions are commonly experienced by individuals struggling with the mental health condition binge eating disorder, which is otherwise known as BED. So first off, what is BED? BED is a mental health disorder added to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 5 in 2013, which is the standard way to classify mental health disorders in the United States. It was also added to the International Classification of Diseases in 2019, which is the World Health Organization's system of classifying diseases. The core problem that characterizes BED involves recurring episodes of consuming unusually large quantities of food within a short period of time, usually within 2 hours. It is also accompanied by a feeling of a loss of control over one's eating behavior. In order to fulfill the criteria for the DSM-5, these episodes must occur at least once a week for 3 months and must be associated with significant distress. These individuals must also fulfill 3 out of 5 of the following criteria: eating much more rapidly than normal, eating until feeling uncomfortably full, eating despite not feeling physically hungry, eating alone because of embarrassment about the amount, and negative feelings after overeating. Similar to other mental disorders and eating disorders, it is often a combination of biological, psychological, and social variables that contribute to dysregulated eating habits and other behaviors related to the disorder. Impaired impulse control plays a central role in the development and persistence of BED. This includes changes related to inhibitory control, where individuals may struggle to resist cravings, changes to reward processing, where individuals may not feel pleasure from eating like they used to, so they may try to eat more to feel better, and emotional regulation, such as stress eating. Scientists are still learning about what causes BED, but early research gives us some clues. The body's hunger signals are controlled by messengers called hormones. These hormones may not work in the same way in people with BED. Imagine a traffic light that's supposed to tell you when to stop or go, but instead it flickers unpredictably, making it harder to know when you're hungry or full. Research also shows that the brain reacts differently to food and self-control tasks in people with BED compared to those without it, which might explain why resisting cravings can be so challenging. But what makes someone more likely to develop BED in the first place? Some people may be more at risk because of who they are. Women are more affected, partly due to societal pressure around weight and dieting. Teens are also at higher risk, as are people from lower income backgrounds and racial minorities. Mental health. Conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, substance use, or body dysmorphia can increase the likelihood of BED. Life experiences. A history of trauma, abuse, or food insecurity can play a big role. And if someone in your family has BED, genetics may make it more likely for you too as well. And then there are triggers, the things that set off binge eating episodes. These can include stress or strong emotions, food can become a way to cope, dieting and extreme calorie restriction, skipping meals can lead to out-of-control hunger later, negative body image, feeling unhappy with your appearance can drive binge eating cycles. Attention and awareness towards BED is crucial, as this mental health disorder has many additional impacts on the health of the individual. This disorder can cause many changes to physical health such as obesity, hypertension, various heart conditions, arthritis, elevated cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, sleep problems, and general poor health. Understanding BED through testimonials. Now that we've explored the medical and psychological aspects of BED, let's take a moment to hear from those who have lived with it. BED isn't just about food, it's about emotions, struggles, and resilience. These real-life testimonials will provide a glimpse into the daily challenges of BED, the stigma surrounding it, and the journey toward recovery. While each individual's experience is unique, many share common struggles that can deeply impact their well-being. Let's take a closer look at these challenges. One of the most profound challenges of BED is the emotional toll it takes. Many individuals experience intense guilt, shame, and low self-esteem.
I thought I was falling myself every time I binged. I hate that I couldn't just stop, and that guilt kept me from asking for help.
Beyond emotional struggles, BED also takes a physical toll. The disorder can disrupt daily routines, contribute to fatigue, cause weight fluctuations, and increase the risk of serious health conditions such as heart disease and diabetes.
Binging left me exhausted, struggling with disrupted sleep and feeling drained the next day.
Another major challenge is the impact on relationships. Many individuals with BED experience social withdrawal due to shame, a sense of perfectionism, and fear of judgment.
I avoided eating around others. I was terrified of being judged, so I binged in secret instead.
Misconceptions often prevent people from seeking help and contribute to stigma. In this section, we'll break down some of the most common myths surrounding BED. One of the most common misconceptions is that binge eating is simply a lack of self-control. But BED is a recognized mental health condition influenced by emotional, psychological, and even biological factors.
It wasn't about self-control. It felt like I was on autopilot, completely disconnected from myself.
I thought it was just my fault, but understanding it was a mental health condition helped me seek the right help.
Another harmful myth is that BED only affects people who are overweight or obese. In reality, BED can impact individuals of all body sizes.
If I wasn't visibly overweight, people didn't believe I had a problem.
People assumed that I was fine because I looked healthy on the outside, but my struggles were hidden.
Binge eating disorder is already challenging to live with, but stigma makes it even harder. Society's obsession with weight, diet culture, and rigid ideas about eating disorders can invalidate people's experiences, preventing them from seeking the help they need.
I thought no one would believe me because I didn't look like someone with eating disorder. I was afraid people would think I was just overeating or lazy.
I spent years hiding my struggles because I didn't look like what people expected. No one would believe that I had an eating disorder because I wasn't emaciated or thin.
Holly, like many others, felt that her struggles weren't serious enough because of how eating disorders are typically portrayed.
People kept telling me I wasn't sick enough to need help. They'd say things like, "But you don't look like you have an eating disorder." It made me feel like my struggle weren't valid.
The stigma surrounding eating disorders is so narrow. If you don't fit the stereotype like being underweight or having bulimia, your struggles aren't seen as valid.
Now it's time to spread some hope and get into some of the treatments and therapies that are available for this disorder. Psychotherapy, also known as talk therapy, plays a central role. Cognitive behavioral therapy is the most widely used approach because it is more intensive than self-help treatments and provides longer-term benefits. In terms of medication, Vyvanse is the first FDA-approved drug for moderate to severe BED. Finally, keeping a self-treatment plan can complement therapy by focusing on lifestyle changes like eating regularly, planning for triggers, and staying connected for support. Ultimately, there is hope for those struggling with binge eating disorder, as effective treatments like talk therapy, medications, and lifestyle changes can lead to long-term recovery. With the right support and guidance, it is possible to regain control and build a healthier, more fulfilling life.